Okay. Okay. Hello, Austin.
Wait a minute, we got a basketball game. I gotta flip that on. Hold on. I forgot.
All right. I think it's on TNT. Yes, I guessed correctly. All right, everybody, how you doing tonight? Hi, Sue. Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you around here before. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Sue. Insane. Welcome. Sixers won. There we go. Can everybody see the game and see me and hear me? We good to go. So, apparently a patch got released for this game, so we'll see if it made any kind of difference. Celtics shot 59% from the field and still lost, which should be impossible. I want to get a little bit more XP so I can level up one time.
That's the gate Z told us about.
level up this time. Still getting some non-trivial frame drops. Renown, I mean, being a Sith tends to make you really ugly, right? So, my God, the frame rate is still an abomination. Let's move this one along. It's crazy how thin this Suns team is, but I thought it wouldn't matter that much in the playoffs. Rocket League doesn't really seem like my kind of thing. I don't tend to like games like that all that much.
I'll never stop. I'll never give in. Have it. Oh, you felt that?
Another stim.
Sometimes Renown. Sometimes, yeah.
Let's stop here. Let's keep moving, buddy.
Disturbance discovered. Investigating.
All right. All right. So the Rangers are toast. Yeah, you, Taisu, pretty much as soon as you gain access to a workbench. That's the only restriction, as long as you can access a workbench. They're like the Minnesota Timberwolves of hockey, I guess.
Should we shoot him? Stop getting destroyed!
The Imperial patrol should route through here any minute now. The sooner the better. They found the device ready.
Seems like home ice doesn't matter that much in hockey, I guess.
Blasted Jedi! Spearing cut! How they go? That was snappy! I won't yield. How?
These raiders are keeping the Empire at bay. At least they're good for something. Here we go. Could use a little help, BD. The array should be out here somewhere. Only way forward is to cut through.
Nice.
You catch that too, BD? We're not alone out here. Looks like it's blocked. Sit tight, BD. Let me see what I can do.
Okay, what do we got? Ah, you hit them at the same time.
Let's take this to Doma's. Good to go, BD. Let's try that again.
Hey.
Moving out. Some of these rock columns are loose. Stim, BD. That was close.
Does the empty net thing almost never work, or is it just me? I feel like I've never seen it actually save a game going empty net. Don't think I've ever seen it work.
What do you think this array is, buddy? Centauri Kree said it held the key to Tanalor. See, seems
Like, I don't doubt that teams are correct to do it. Teams should do it, but...
Empire. I don't think they saw us. Let's move.
Yeah, what's going on with Boston? Really? I didn't know I could do that.
He must have shot this drop pod all the way from.
Man, what's going on with the scoring in this game? Nobody's scoring. Nobody. Okay, someone just broke 25 points. I thought NBA games now were like all offense, no defense. This game, the teams are going to be lucky to break 80 points.
Let's get a drop on these bucket heads.
Okay. You won't be routed. Oh, great. It's just me then. He's hurt. Yes.
Generations of Raqqa raised their young here. Then the Empire tore through, shot and trampled anything.
All right. And what's going on with KD? I mean, this Suns team needs all of their stars to play incredibly well for them to win, because they're so thin.
Oh, it's you. Okay then. I hope that hurt. What?
Come on, KD.
BD, got something to help me? Well done.
All right. You know, when this Nuggets team gets going,
Your
man,
magic, BD.
they are fun. Do I jump off this thing? Ah, whoa. That looks weird as hell. Looks like a giant turd coming out of the side of this mountain. Would I go winning the NBA Finals? I guess I'm going to take the Nuggets, man. All right. Okay. Okay, let's see here. It seems like things are clicking in for the Nuggets, man. And you know what? I'm here for it. That's way more fun than just about any other possibility. Yeah, that looks so weird. Oh, shit.
Even before she was damaged, there's no way Z could have made this journey. Of course, back in Kree's day, there was no Empire to contend with. What I would give to see a glimpse of that galaxy.
Oh.
Easy, easy. I'm not looking for trouble.
Ah, Twi'lek.
Don't worry. I'm a friend.
Ah, Mother of Moons, that's a relief. I'm useless in a fight. Didn't expect to have to fight off beasts with my field journal. Sorry, rambling. Bad habit. I'm Toa, by the way.
I'm Cal. This is BD-1. Listen, the Empire is not going to be happy to find you out here. Why don't you head back to the Reach?
I think I will take you up on that.
Oh, nice. Very nice. You catch what they were shooting at? A spy droid. Someone else has eyes out here. Maybe the Raiders?
CP3. More like CP poop. Okay, that was bad. I apologize for that one. C poop 3.
Let's try not to end up like that guy. That must be another one of those High Republic chambers.
Whoa, what the heck? Oh! What the heck? Dude, this Charles Barkley commercial's freaking me out.
Raiders don't like the imps any more than we do.
He probably should, but it seems like Embiid's going to win it because people are sick of voting for Jokic. Jokic is probably deserving.
him!
Why doesn't that work? Man, massive input lag. Ooh.
What'd you find, buddy?
One hit and I'm dead. Hey, Carson.
Looks like a data disk. Stem canister. That'll prove useful. Stim, please, buddy. That did the trick. The array's close. Just a forest full of beasts and Imperials to get through first.
Alright. Yeah, Denver's never won an NBA Finals before. So, if they won, I mean, that would be definitely something new and different.
Don't think we can slice that. I'll need to find a different way.
What am I missing here? Okay, well.
terminal will have to wait.
Don't see much else here.
Hello.
Taisu, I'm not really big on jerseys. Hey, Snacks, how you doing?
There we go. First time I joined the channel, for some reason you just couldn't hear me.
Yeah, this is the first time I can hear you.
I have no idea why.
So, how you doing tonight?
I'm okay.
So,
I'm a little pissed because my dad drank my beers, and that was the only thing I had to look forward to today. But
go
whatever.
get more beers. There's an infinite amount of beer out there. You just have to go get it.
It's very philosophical of you, and I wish it was that simple.
So, the Celtics shot 59% from the field and still lost to an Embiidless Sixers team. Somebody explain it to
Yeah.
me.
Well, it was a really close game, and the Sixers just made more threes. Threes are worth more than twos. It was still a really close game, but shooting more threes and making more threes really just makes all the difference.
Is this the first time Harden's ever been big in a playoff game in his life?
Fine big. And the reason I say that is because there have been past Rocket series in the early days when he was like the only guy on the Rockets who was worth a shit, where he did okay, but they still fucking lost bigly because, like,
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it and I go like, 45 points might be a career playoff high for him. In fact, I would be
It
very
is.
surprised if it wasn't.
It is. It was his career high. Here's what I mean, though, is that I think what you're trying to say is this the first time that James Harden was big in a playoff game where his team won? Then the answer is yes, because his playoff appearances before this, on the Thunder, he was okay, but at the same time he was coming off the
Guessing Zee
bench.
might know about
So, like,
this.
you're not going to be huge coming off the bench generally. He's just contributing a hell of a lot, but not on crazy superstar level. Once he became the man in Houston, when the team became worth a shit, he was getting locked up real hard in playoff games. That's when people started to notice he was having a problem. Then, after he left Houston, he hasn't really even had the chance to play in a playoff game, I don't think, until now. So that's just my take on it.
I remember that was the one game they lost to the Spurs in a do-or-die game by like 40 points, and Harden went 2 for 17 or something. A lot of people thought he might have been concussed. Or I can't remember the exact details, but it was like some atrociously bad Rocket Spurs playoff game.
I'm sorry, Harden and concussed just immediately makes me think of the elbow in RTC going, he flopped.
I mean, he did. Let's be real
Yes. So it's like, well, he was concussed, and I'm all like, oh, fuck, where's Ron Artest?
here. I just always use the quote from A Few Good Men about that. James Harden is concussed, and that is a tragedy. But he is concussed because he had no honor, because he had no respect for the game, and God was watching.
Jesus Christ. When you channel Kiefer Sutherland like that, I start to think of some other Kiefer Sutherland quotes that would be applicable here. Kiefer, what is your favorite word? Oh, God. Let me explain the brain damage.
Blocked path, huh? Okay. How do I unblock it? Alright, guys. I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes. See you guys shortly. Very nice. I always use Google Sheets. I don't know if there's a situation anymore where Google Sheets won't cut it. I could be wrong, but I feel like that usually comes in pretty clutch. My ears. A true Saiyan always sprinkles when he tinkles. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Even the bench warmers in the NFL make way more than the XFL players, so they're probably going to get ripped apart. I'm surprised Abram Smith didn't get into the NFL initially, so. What's the matter? Oh, shit. I didn't know that would actually hit me like that. This is fine. So, did you hear about another bank going under today? Good. All right, let's try it. Hopefully Ben DiNucci doesn't go to the NFL. I don't think he has the arm for the NFL, but it's just good enough for the XFL. Hmm. Period. Yes. What? Wow. Meanwhile, let's see here. So, are you working tomorrow, by the way? All right. Well, if you want to do the power wash stuff at any point, let me know. Okay. No problem. Ah. Damn it. Let me explain the brain damage. Ah. I feel like Kevin Durant right now, just trying to make a shot. I can't get it to go in. Damn. Close. I can't believe how much Boston is struggling this postseason. Like, I thought they were going to kind of stomp, especially when people kept getting hurt in front of them. And now, like, they got into a fight, the fight of their lives against the freaking Hawks. And now they're losing to the Embiidless 76ers. I think you'd probably rather play Philly just because Embiid is either going to be hurt or out. I think that alone is like compelling. Oh, Kyle. Right. Mhm. And Philly has Doc Rivers too. Yeah. Doc Rivers will blow a 3-1 series lead. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Hmm. Yeah, I think you're right. I can get on board for that, man. I mean, that's a team that's never won a championship before. Like that will be fun if the Nuggets win a championship. That'll be something I can get behind as an impartial observer. Hmm. Right. Which is going to annoy me if it happens, and I love Embiid. I think Embiid's awesome, but if you deserve to win MVP, you should win MVP. Well, the NBA has always given Coach of the Year to a coach who sucks, and then doesn't suck quite as much as they thought he was going to. That's what it is. It's like, oh, we thought you were going to be awful, but you were actually okay. So, mhm, mhm, right. Who won it the year the Heat? Who won it the year the Heat won 27 in a row? I forget. Really? Okay. Huh. Hmm. I think that was the year they flamed out in the first round against the Warriors, but I could be wrong. Like, yeah, I think they had Iguodala, and then they lost to the Warriors, and Iguodala immediately signed with the Warriors, and there was a thing about how like he threw the series or something. Was it like Wilson Chandler or something like that? Yeah, that was still when they had David Lee, right? Yeah. Mhm. Well, it's like how you have a bunch of baseball writers who will always vote no for every MVP Hall of Fame ballot for every player because they don't want that player to be a unanimous Hall of Fame selection because I guess no one ever has. And they're like, oh, we don't want to say that Ken Griffey Jr. was better than Babe Ruth. So we're going to vote no on Ken Griffey Jr. making the Hall of Fame. It's the same. Like, didn't one voter vote for Allen Iverson over Shaq the year Shaq won MVP? That was Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan went back to back. KG, KG. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. LeBron won 4 out of 5, right? Hmm. Is Jokic the best draft pick in an NBA history? Because he barely got drafted. He was a late second round pick. And now he might be a 3-time MVP. And he was just some fat dude from Serbia. Like, no one thought anything of him. Like, yeah, and Draymond was a second round pick, and so was Manu, but Jokic is way more valuable than both those guys at this point. Or Kareem, I guess. Somebody like that. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Hmm. Yeah, I could buy it. Yeah. Kinda, yeah. Mhm. He used to, but he slimmed up. He used to be some fat guy who couldn't move on defense, but now he's okay. Yeah. I mean, this is a really good game and everything, but I'm still very annoyed that EA released a game in an unfinished state and got away with it again. Like, this should not be happening anymore. This stuff doesn't need to happen. It's annoying. Mhm. Yeah. The problem is the issue with the game is performance. Like, it's dropping frames like crazy. That's not something the modder can really fix. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Yeah, it's like, what was that Lord of the Rings game that came out a little while ago that was really, really good, and then they tacked on like a fourth act that required loot boxes or massive grinding to try to make extra money? There was a Lord of the Rings game. What was it called? It might have been called Shadow of War, where they put a bunch of loot box crap in. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I remember hearing the game was great until you got to that point, but you could just ignore it if you really wanted to. Hmm. Hmm. Like shit like that. I never played those Lord of the Rings games, and I don't know why. I like Lord of the Rings. I like games like that. I just... hmm hmm Jack Oates 37, welcome to the channel. Thank you for the follow.
Seriously? Oh my fucking god. I think I'm actually done on this game. This is just boring. Yeah.
Let's go.
Ugh.
Like, Moist Critical posted his review of this game earlier today, and he gave it a 70%, and he said I'd give it an 85 if the game ran well. And he even thought giving it 70% was generous because it runs so poorly.
Evaluator set up.
Okay, Shaq Oates, welcome aboard. How you doing?
Hard to blame him. Definitely glad I bought that on sale for $6, because fuck that shit.
What game is it?
Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. It's Warhammer 40k space strategy game. Dawn of War in space. Now the problem for me that I'm having is there's a gameplay function during your campaign. It's called the urgency gauge, where when too much time has passed without you completing the campaign objective, what happens is that the urgency meter goes up, and when it goes up, your systems start getting attacked. So now you're losing your shipyards, you're losing your economy, you're losing all this crap. So then it just creates this cascade failure spiral, where you just lose because, oh no, you took too long to complete the objective. But like, the entire point of a game is to be able to play the game the way that you want to. And I'm sitting here like, I want a sandbox experience of like conquering the whole galaxy. I don't want to just make a beeline straight from my objective and like half-ass the game. I'm not playing a speed run. So, I'm like, I'd have to download a mod to remove that in order to enjoy this game, and that's just way too much work. So I'm like, fuck.
Power's out. This place must have been abandoned and forgotten. I guess C didn't forget. All these years later, she never gave up on her mission. We can't let her down.
All right.
I think that creature is trapped. I can't cut it free. Let's pass under it for now.
post. It's Catholic Canaan that in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus Christ saw every sin committed by human beings, which means that he watched a guy blasting rope to Waluigi hentai and still decided to sacrifice himself for humanity.
That hurt. Let's find another path.
You know, I never really thought about using the term canon to describe the Bible. That's, but that's technically correct. That's interesting.
That thing sheds.
Right. I personally consider that extremely sacrilegious and blasphemous, because you know you're comparing it to any other type of fantasy novel, which is the point, is that it's coming from someone who's not religious and just views it as being a crock of shit. And I sit there and laugh because there's a great deal of that attitude towards Christianity, but you just do not see that being levied at the Torah or the Quran. Now, why that is, if you level it at the Quran, they will kill you. If you level it at the Torah, they'll kill you, but they'll hide the fact that they killed you.
No, I've not fought the Rancor yet.
By the way, when you do get to play Evil Dead right now with a coordinated team, it is still insanely easy for the survivors to win. I had a game earlier today where I was playing healer, and I was playing with a 3-man. They all had mics, so I was contributing, and I ended up playing healer because none of them wanted to do it, so I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, I ain't got a problem doing this. We fucking stomped the demon so hard, I felt bad.
I mean, that's kind of interesting because the other day you said you lost like 8 games in a row to a demon. So I guess
yes, and it was because every single one of those games was not just uncoordinated survivors where all of them were solo queue, but in each of those games I was the only person who had a microphone and was the only person who was even trying to talk, but no one was listening to me. It was just a mess. So we ended up being successful this time because everyone's communicating, everyone has a mic, and those 3 were playing together and knew what they were doing. So even though I was solo queue, I was a good guy to have be your solo guy. And we just absolutely crushed that poor fucking demon player. Like, I felt bad for him. But yeah, it's not like the game is superbly unbalanced. It's just exactly what it always is with asymmetrical stuff. Extremely frustrating if you're playing as the demon because you're the one guy and the whole performance of your side is dependent upon you. And if you're going up against a very coordinated team, you'll get fucked. But if you then play Survivor, you're never going to be in a coordinated team, so you're just sitting there like, son of a bitch, and just getting
it's like Dead by
mauled.
Daylight.
Exactly. And yeah, the game's doing pretty good on Steam. For the first couple of days after it came out, it was the top-selling game on Steam. It's not anymore because there's been a number of sales that happened in the last few days, but still big. And the community's huge right now. Like, everyone's wanting to play the new demon because he's a super popular character in the Evil Dead franchise.
No way we're crossing that still breathing.
Plus, demon was buffed, so everyone's wanting to do it. So the queue time is really bad. Whereas if you play a Survivor game, you queue up for that, it's almost instant, and has been since the update. But I don't want to play only Survivor. Feels bad, man.
Playing demon does seem like it would be fun.
It has the potential to be fun, but shit's kind of tough.
But what about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Force is with me.
Classic example of whataboutism.
Let's go. What do you think? Change your style?
You're very pretty, but in prison, so am I.
Say that again. What the fuck did you just say?
You're very pretty, but unfortunately in prison, so am I.
What is that from? I have to get the context to whatever the fuck that is.
Oh, no, that's from 2.5 Men. It was
Oh
like...
god. It
was
wasn't the kid that said that, was it?
No. Okay,
Oh,
so, no,
Christ.
the context was... It was the first season, and pre-fame Megan Fox was playing the housekeeper's granddaughter who came over to help her clean the house. And she, at the time was playing a 16-year-old girl, but she was... basically, what is, like, the teenage version of a femme fatale character? She kept trying to, like, flirt with guys and stuff who were double her age.
Oh boy.
And Charlie Sheen at one point... Yeah.
Girl with daddy issues is what
Yeah.
it is.
And at one point, Charlie's like, sorry, Prudence, you're very pretty, but in prison, so am I.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Without any kind of context, just in a vacuum, that is...
Yeah.
That is a very hilarious statement.
I know it's normie, but I do actually think 2.5 Men was a pretty good show for a while there, where it kind of hit this like perfect little window in American pop culture where like you could get away with a lot of stuff on network TV. Like before you couldn't do it because of moral guardians. Now you can't do it because of SJWs. But it hit that perfect window right when you could kind of do whatever the hell you wanted to do and people let it go.
Yes, back when jokes were legal.
Like there's this one episode where this guy shows up dating Charlie's mom. And midway through the episode, Charlie realizes that the guy dating his mom used to be a girl that he was dating, and then he had the, car part surgery.
Oh,
So-
and now they're a locomotive.
Yeah,
The brand new engine.
yeah. And the
And
whole
caboose.
episode is basically a bunch of car part jokes.
Oh boy.
Just stuff like that you can't do now.
Yes, the yeah, exactly. The realization that there's like a lot of it's like, wow, we really can't fucking do that shit no more, can we? This is pretty handy. It's a Snapchat feature. It does. It's this thing. It's like a flashback that it has now, where if a post had been saved in the chat, then it does the flashback for it. Here's whenever. So for May 1st, 2 years ago, I sent my girlfriend a snap of me working out, and she'd saved it. And I'm watching it now, and I'm like, damn, I look way better now.
Well done.
Pretty much, yeah. I feel pretty good about myself. Very amusing. Oh fuck, my fucking neck, son of a bitch. Ugh. Ouch. Alright, anyway.
EV tropes refers to a teenage femme fatale as a fille fatale. F-I-L-L-E.
Loctite.
Or whatever that's worth.
Oh. I think that's referring to a young female horse. A filly.
Really? I've never heard that phrase before for horses.
Filly is a female horse that is too young to be called a mare. There are two specific definitions in use. In most cases, a filly is a female horse under 4 years old. In some nations, such as the United Kingdom and the United States, the world of horse racing sets the cutoff age for fillies at 5.
Interesting. You learn something new every day.
Yes. So the life cycle of horses, when they're just born, they're a foal.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're in horse puberty, essentially, they'd be
Help, please.
they would be, if
Just
it's a
what I
female, it's a filly, if it's a male, it's a colt. And then once they reach horse adulthood, they're the mare if it's a female horse, and there's a lot of different names for male adult horses depending on what they've been raised to do. So, you know.
Interesting.
So yeah, if that's what it was referring to, that's absolutely fucking disgusting.
Uh,
If that's not what it was referring to, then okay, it's not so bad. We'll find out. Oh, it's referring to French. Okay.
no,
A
I mean
femme
the horse thing might be French as well.
maybe. A femme fatale in training, a fille fatale, French for fatal girl, idiomatic.
Okay, we are back. Snacks, did the FBI kick down your door yet? Are you good?
I need an adult. I need an... No, I'm fine.
My god, 15 FPS. 15 FPS, save me. This came out Friday. I'm not that far. I didn't get to play it a lot during the draft. Oh yeah, absolutely. Which made up for the fact that there was basically no growth the entire month before that because I was making such niche content. Like only super nerds care about me making 84 different videos breaking down draft prospects. Like you got to be a certain kind of person to be into that.
84 different videos on how to pronounce the wide receiver that was drafted in the first round's name without ending up on the FBI's most wanted list. Those are the videos we need.
Okay, this has got to be the key here. Wait.
What?
Oh, no, nothing. I'm just trying to figure something out here.
That hurt like hell.
Smooth brain. Smooth brain.
What?
Is that actually true, by the way? How bumpy your brain is determines how smart you are, and a smooth brain means you're not smart? Or is that just phrenology memes?
Essentially, I'm gonna Google that real quick. I don't want to start speaking bullshit, but I do remember taking a biology class that said something along the lines of the more wrinkled your brain is, it's a sign of a greater synaptic function, cognitive function. Ah, okay. The brain has wrinkles because it's the brain matter having folded in upon itself,
Mhm.
so that a larger amount of brain matter would be able to fit into the skulls. Plus, remembering that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. However, if you draw a line on a piece of paper and then you fold the piece of paper, that distance between the two ends of the line becomes a hell of a lot shorter when you fold them together. And it's the same exact thing with the brain matter being folded, is it allows electrical signals traveling through your brain to get there faster. So in a
Interesting.
sense, a more wrinkled brain is faster because it's a sign of higher cognitive faculty and synaptic function, like I was saying. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're smarter. What it means is that the engine that is your brain can accelerate faster.
It's like RAM.
Essentially,
All the
yes.
critters around the array are pretty riled up.
Oh, and looks like the Suns choked their butts off at the end of the game here. We had a close game for a
Yes.
little bit there. So Denver's up 2-0, looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what I figured was going to happen. Because it again, man, it's the same shit. What is Phoenix trying to do? They're trying to out talent the Nuggets. What are the Nuggets trying to do? Trying to out basketball the Suns. And it's what it comes down to. Because I'm taking a quick look at the box score here. Kevin Durant 9 for 25, including 2 for 11 from 3. Evan Booker 13 and 28 from the field. Booker's not exactly playing bad, but Durant's just chucking left and right.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
KD's sucking.
They're taking bad shots because they're trying to force things, especially as this game got closer and closer. And you look at the numbers for the Nuggets, and the only person who's shooting bad is Murray, who's 3 for 15, including 0 for 9 from 3. Jesus Christ. He's straight up holding the team back, but he got benched, so everything's better.
Yeah, Jamal Murray's just the kind of guy you got to see if he has it or not, and if he doesn't have it, you sit him down. Like he's streaky.
Plus, and this is a big one here. The Suns are they're committing a lot more fouls than the Nuggets are.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and that it's just indicative of exactly the kind of thing I was saying. Suns are just trying to out talent the Nuggets. Nuggets are trying to out basketball the Suns, and
Yeah,
trying to play better
Yeah.
team ball always works.
I thought the Suns would be good in the playoffs because their problem is they have no depth, but depth doesn't matter as much in the playoffs because every team shortens their rotations.
Yeah, and Durant has played 43 minutes this game, as has Devin Booker. But the two of them combined for 55 points out of the Suns' total 83.
Way out of their element here.
So what you're talking about, the depth not being there, is actually huge, because let's just sit here and say that Durant,
Look at those.
half before, let's just say makes 4 more of those shots. We'll be kind and say 2 of them be 3s. What points did each score? Hold on. Make sure I did my math right. Yeah, points, right. So 10 more points, he'd be at 32. So they'd be combined 65 for 93. And the game would be tied. So yeah, if Durant was just shooting better, because I mean 2 for 12 from 3, 9 for 26 from the field, that's awful. He's also only had 2 free throws the whole game. 2 free throws the whole game in 43 minutes played. It's obvious what he's doing. He's just taking jump shots, as evidenced by the fact he's chucking threes. Almost half of his attempts are from 3. And he's just bricking left and right. He needs to stop. It's funny because this is a situation where him actually playing around the basket and like trying to post up would actually work a hell of a lot better. And you got to wonder why he's not doing that. Because I feel like he'd be able to beat Gordon in the post.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you get Jokic in foul trouble. You never know. Got to try.
It's just a mess, man. But yeah, I mean, Booker's definitely doing good this game.
Yeah.
And
But they
Durant
need all of
is
their stars to be like A+ for them to win because they have no depth. So Durant
exactly,
sucking is killing them.
exactly. And Chris Paul actually is a huge reason that the Suns are losing this game because he's playing too good, but he's not on the court. He is the only player on the Suns who has a positive plus minus. He's only got 25 minutes in this
Don't know
game.
what else to say.
And it's not because of foul trouble, because he hasn't committed a single foul this game.
Perceived a threat and
There's no fouls,
Current
no
reactor faster, we
turnovers.
still have a republic.
He's actually been playing incredibly efficient basketball, and the team is way better with him on the court than off, but he's hardly played compared to the rest of them. If he was at 40 minutes too, the Suns win.
He's old. What else are you going to do, I guess? And he's bone on bone in the knee, remember? Remember that one?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he's 37 and he has no cartilage in his knees. That makes a lot of sense. But he just needs to be on the court for that team to win. Shit. I mean, when he hit the bench the last time he hit the bench, this was a 5-point game. Now it's a 10-point game.
Yeah.
And a 5-point game with a minute and a half left, that's still winnable for the Suns.
Oh, yeah.
But there's 6 seconds left in the game now, and they're down by 10. Game's over, Nuggets win. So, I mean... Good Lord, you know. Also, Jokic has been fucking outstanding this game. 39 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Only 3 turnovers and 2 fouls. 17 for 30 from the field, including 2 for 6 from 3. Which for a big man is not bad. Been absolutely outstanding this game. Just fucking smashing out there. If he doesn't win MVP, I'm gonna be so mad, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, if Embiid wins, then a Denver-Philly final would be a lot of fun because, you know, Jokic would, you know, it would be like the Hakeem thing when Hakeem was all pissed off that he lost MVP to David Robinson.
yeah. Good Lord. Embiid. Embiid has to be one of the most overrated players in the league. Which is hilarious to me because he doesn't deserve to be overrated in the first place because it took him like 4 years after he got drafted before he played. Like, remember that shit?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That Philly
Matter of
rebuild
fact.
was so genius. They were just like, yeah, we're going to suck for 4 years. Deal with it.
Literally, Hinkie died for our sins, dude. Like, I can't believe they fired the guy. Literally, the fact that Joel Embiid's nickname is the process is so incredible. Alright, so, yeah. 2014 NBA draft. Let me check. Holy shit. So, drafted in 2014. First games he gets to play are in the 2016-2017 season. He only plays 31 games. As a matter of fact, this actually gets more horrifying. His career high games played in a season is 68. Good Lord. He's averaging 60 games a season, man. He's so
I
terrible.
don't even know what this thing does. What are you doing here?
Like, how many games did he play this year?
This season, he played 66 games
Thanks, BD.
total because he hasn't played a playoff game yet.
Yeah, and Jokic, I'm guessing, I haven't looked, but I'm guessing he played more than that. So MVP also should take that into account, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely fucking right. That's only 3/4 of the season. Ah, there's the rub. Jokic actually only played 3 more games than Embiid,
Okay.
but that was because he got hurt.
Ah, okay.
He actually averages 75 games a season.
Okay. So that's why this is even a debate. If Jokic plays 80 games, this isn't even a discussion, I think.
Only one way
Yeah,
to find out.
if he plays 80 games, it's a wrap. Ugh.
That did the trick. Let's move.
I mean, if Jokic did like a tiny bit of stat padding at the end of the year, just like maybe 2 or 3 games, he stat padded a little bit, he would have averaged a triple-double, but he doesn't really care that much, so... Could you imagine if a big man averaged a triple-double?
Looks like that weird matter around here can take on various forms.
My God.
I wonder
Let's hope that's
I
not
wonder
where
if we'll
the
ever see a
answers.
quadruple double again.
I feel like probably... because there are so many players now that get triple-doubles on the regular. You just need that one weird game.
Yeah. You know what's a very fun thing to consider is the double triple double.
Like, with, like, turnovers, steals, and blocks?
No. You get a triple double, but at least 20 in each category. At least 20 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists, or 20 of a defensive stat.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain did that once.
Yes, exactly. So that's the thing, is it's a hell of a lot rarer than a quadruple double.
Someone ahead. Enemy closing in. Should run from this spot. Got one of us. Impact. Not possible.
Quadruple doubles, you've got Nate Thurmond, Alvin Robertson, Hakeem Olajuwon, and David Robinson, who had the most recent one. Nate Thurmond also being LeBron's dad. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But anyway, and of course the double triple double is just Wilt. That was back in the 50s. Back in the 50s when he was playing against guys like Jumpin' Joe Folks.
Yeah, you need a team to play at an insanely high pace, just like 7 seconds or less, but instead it's like 3 seconds or less. That'd be great.
Yes. And also the layup was a rare move. People would jump shoot from like 2 feet away from the hoop.
First person who did the layup, like everyone just lost their mind collectively and freaked out. They thought it was illegal at first.
So actually, we were completely backwards. Layup was actually the first attempt at shooting the ball that was created. So the layup is the most fundamental and basic aspect of basketball out there. The jump shot didn't exist until 1932. The guy who came up with the idea to do that was named Kenny Sailors. It was just so short that he didn't want to bother trying to run up to the basket and fucking lay it in, so he decided, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to jump as high as I can and try to get up there.
Okay.
It's pretty goddamn funny. So that must have been the real fucking case of everyone looking at him like, what the hell did you just do the first time someone made a jump shot in all of history. That's oh man.
Santi in chat says apparently the King of the Hill reboot is a time skip and Bobby is an adult. Ooh boy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you have to, with how things have changed. It's not that King of the Hill was very much a commentary on modern society, even though they would have episodes here and there that dealt with it. For instance, the Y2K episode, the time when Hank had his entire worldview shattered by George W. Bush's limp-wristed handshake, and so on. But considering the voice actors for Luann and Lucky are both dead, you know, it makes sense if they did some kind of line or time skip, and then instead of having it be some horrible tragedy, they could be like, well, you know, Lucky had a settlement where he did really well. You know, instead of slipping on pee-pee at the Costco, he slipped on pee-pee at the Trump Hotel, and now he's a millionaire or something, whatever. And you know, have that be the reason why they're not there instead of something depressing, like they're dead. But I personally don't think that there's any possible way that it could end up being good, because there's going to be too much pressure from both sides of the aisle for Mike Judge to slant it in their direction. So either way, it's just not going to work out. I don't think.
I'm not looking forward to it, really.
And there's a lot of aspects of the classic King of the Hill that we're just not going to get. That were the reasons the show was so popular in the first place. For instance, Cotton, you know, they killed him in the last season for a reason. Because it was last season, and you know, he's one of the most beloved characters. And even still, after they killed him, multiple episodes still had to do with him. He just wasn't there. Bill constantly having romantic difficulties. People aren't going to want that same shit to happen. If Mike Judge relies on it because it's an old staple, people are probably going to be pissed, especially since the fan base that still exists now has come to love Bill to the point where they want him to have a happy ending. And if he doesn't get it, they're going to be really sad. Bobby as an adult, I just don't think there's a way to do it that's going to be good, especially because if I remember correctly, they were saying that Bobby and Connie would get together again. And now they're married with kids in the time skip or whatever. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I was friends with a guy who wrote this. It's the creepypasta for the King of the Hill Lost episode. It's pretty bad, but also really funny.
Just then remembering that I owned a VCR. Nice meme.
I wonder if I still own a VCR. I might. Oh, the reason why there are only a few enemies is because I'm doing a lot of backtracking right now. So I keep going over the same areas over and over because I'm trying to figure out these puzzles. So it seems like there are no enemies. Because I'm retreading ground that I've been on a couple times already. Trying to figure out the puzzle. Buck Strickland, forgive me for using propane for this. Sarcastic Lost Episode creepypastas are amazing.
I vehemently disagree.
I knew a guy once who wrote a Seinfeld Lost Episode creepypasta that it was Kramer was in the World Trade Center during 9/11.
No.
And like George goes to Jerry's apartment, and they turn on coverage of the towers coming down, and it was like,
And they can actually see Kramer's hairdo as the.
Kramer like jumps out the side of the building instead of waiting for it to fall, and then like right after he jumps, it like zooms out to show the whole towers. You can hear him screaming really loud, and then ba-doo, 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 and then it goes to commercial.
Jesus Christ.
Which sounds like something they would actually do.
Yeah. No, what they would actually do is that Kramer would say something along the lines of, "These are load-bearing walls. Jet fuel's not going to bring them down."
I just imagine them like doing a thing where after they cut back to commercial, they show like Kramer in front of a green screen hanging upside down by his ankles and screaming, and the green screen is showing like the building scrolling behind him, so it looks like he's falling, but it's like a really shitty green screen effect.
Good lord. Wouldn't you know it, there was a mattress on the ground, allowing him to bounce to safety.
Yeah. I actually looked it up once. Is it possible to use a blanket as a parachute if you jump off of like a tower like that? And the answer was basically you'd have to have an incredibly strong grip. You'd have to be like have pliers for hands.
Yeah, grip strength is somebody who can rip a phone book in half. Yeah.
That'd be amazing though
That
if
makes
one
sense.
person on the towers was like, I have a blanket. And he actually managed to like float 100 floors down.
I could see, because see, here's the thing, is that smaller muscles get tired faster. So when you make a workout plan, the exercises that you do, you start off with the exercises that use the largest muscle groups, and you work your way down. Because otherwise, those smaller muscle groups that work as supporting muscles for larger muscle exercises will fail completely, and then you'll fuck up your exercise. For instance, if you do an insane forearm workout right before you go to your bench press, you're gonna fucking fail because your grip will fail. So the muscles in your hands and in your forearms that have to do with your grip will get tired much faster than your other muscles will. So in the instance of someone who's like world's strongest man, who was up on the 115th floor of the towers, jumped out and had the blankets, even if they successfully did that whole thing, their grip would probably fail right around the 50th or 40th floor, and then they'd still drop to their death anyway. Because it's not a question of willpower or anything else like that. It's just your muscles literally, they're not physically capable of continuing, and then they just give out. You know, it's not anything you had a choice over. It's just...
Yeah. And I guess if you're in that situation, you really have nothing to lose.
Force is strong here.
It's just as I told you.
Well, I mean, yeah, literally. It's all like, well, you know, no matter what you do, you're dead, so you might as well try.
And, I mean, what would that feel like, I wonder, jumping out of a building and falling over 100 stories? Like, terrifying, exhilarating. Like, what would that feel like?
Well, you could go skydiving or bungee jumping and find out.
Yeah, that's not something that I think I would do. That's not me.
If you were just talking about the sensation of like free falling for
Yeah.
that kind of distance, if you're talking about how it would feel to literally jump out of a building to your death, assuming you didn't want to die, it would probably be horrifying. You'd be like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, I'm about to die, oh my god, this is gonna suck. Then you just try to like angle your head towards the ground, because like, God forbid you landed on your legs and somehow you ended up surviving.
Challenging to access.
Even though it would be, because even though you'd be surviving, you'd be crippled, and your quality of life would be so tragically bad. However, dropping from that high up, you'd probably hit the ground and just like be liquefied.
Yeah.
To invite a member of the Jedi Council to
Like,
visit
just
in person.
kaboom.
Okay, I looked up the Seinfeld creepypasta. It ended with, after the towers came down, Jerry went over to his bookcase and pulled it aside, and there was like an altar with a Masonic symbol on the wall, and then he said something in a foreign language.
No.
And then there was a poster.
No.
And then there was a poster of Barack Obama on the wall, even though the episode originally aired in
Council members are known for their
1995.
hasty judgments. Especially Master Ramsesis.
I do it again. I didn't take this long.
You won in the end.
Of course, because fucking... Because Seinfeld's Jewish, that's the joke, guys.
You had better learn.
Anyway.
Yeah, figure that one out.
Well, here, figure this one out. I just sent you a link.
I have faith in you.
Okay.
So does the council. Trust them to do the right thing.
Based.
What's wrong?
That's an Olympic gold medalist right there. Legend. Fun fact about Kurt Angle. There's a lot of people know about his. He won the Olympic gold medals with a broken neck. This here's where the fun fact comes in, is that the reason he was able to do that is because his neck was so otherworldly muscular, to the point where he practically had like the most muscular neck in the world. That even though his bones in his neck broke,
You're not supposed to be here.
the muscles in his neck held them in place to such an extent that he was still able to compete at a literal Olympic level in wrestling with a broken neck.
Crazy.
That is astonishing levels of fucking muscularity. What a Chad.
Imagine if a sitcom actually did that. Did a 9/11 episode.
I think times are coming soon, because as South Park did with the AIDS episode, it takes 22 and a half years in order to be funny, so...
Wow, we're there.
It's going to be the 22nd anniversary of 9/11, so this time next year.
Who are you?
Yeah, this time next year we'll have hit it, so probably around then we're going to see a lot more 9/11 jokes.
Norm Macdonald truly just didn't live quite long enough. If he had just lived another couple of years, man.
Well, I think it was if he just lived another couple of days, he would have actually died on 9/11. No, never mind. He lived a little too long. He died September 14th, 3 days after 9/11.
Since you've been gone. A Sith Lord corrupted
But
the
9/11 was a national tragedy.
turned it into an empire. They destroyed the Order. They're hunting down those of us that are left. But we're here now. We can fight them together.
Oh, okay. Chris Paul got hurt. His groin pulled. That's why he left.
That explains it. Well, then that fucked the whole thing for. Honestly, that's probably the series for the Suns right there. They need him.
Yeah, groin's no joke.
Yeah. Especially in a game like basketball.
Man, you know what's weird? Thinking about it. This Sixers team had Jimmy Butler and basically swapped him out for Tobias Harris. Imagine how good they'd be with Jimmy frickin' Butler instead of Tobias Harris. That's a huge L.
Jimmy didn't want to be there. He didn't want to play there. So that's why he bailed. He said, "Get me the fuck out of here." But yeah, this Sixers team, if they'd have kept Jimmy, they probably would have won by now. But at the same time, if I remember right, when they had Jimmy, they still had Ben Simons on the team also.
Correct.
Still, we weren't beaten.
But that was back when Ben Simons was actually pretty good. He wasn't a basket case yet.
I'm intentionally calling him Simons instead of Simmons because I'm humiliated.
Yes.
Teehee.
It was my discovery. My home, and they just expected me to throw it away?
Dagon, wait.
I refused to obey and was
Dang, I just found a one-armed Jedi.
Stop!
Wonder if he killed Harrison Ford's wife.
What have you done?
Oh, I'm gonna have to fight the one-armed Jedi, I guess.
Still green, Stand and fight. How feeble. Trivial. Such a chore. Paltry. Is that it? I shall make this quick.
I need help.
Weak. That wretched order ruled the day they betrayed me and forsook Tanalor. Frightened? That's nothing. Pathetic. Is that it? Meager. Again. Still green, You cannot win. Coward. I can sense your fear.
Hey, BD.
Why try?
Why try if you're gonna die? You're going straight to the gate in the sky. With all the hate I relate to the crime, one more sucker MC gonna fry. Better now.
You dare stand against me?
Yep, JS. How bad? Do we know how bad the CP3 injury is yet? Dude, kill him. Stop leaving your victims alive. Kill him.
So, try to do this here. If I lose connection, have no fear, I'll be back
All right.
momentarily. Because I'm just trying to do something right here. We'll see if it fucks up or not.
Start singing the 10-hour Whopper song, and if it cuts off, I'll know that it broke the connection.
Pretty funny. Okay. Whopper, 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 Whopper. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I heard the whole thing.
Okay, cool. Anyway.
Junior double triple Whopper.
I want to play Evil Dead, and I have learned that I don't know why my connection and like my frames and everything, because we played this game before. When we played it originally, I didn't have to put my my graphical settings on the lowest setting or any of that shit. My internet connection and frames and everything was fine. What's happened now is I'm playing it, it's like it's really fucking bad. I don't know what happened.
Tanalor was supposed to bring us closer.
But I honestly don't know how to fix it. Because I don't know what the problem is. Maybe I need to update my drivers or something. I don't know.
Closer. All it did was
Anyway.
divide our order. The council may have given up on you, but I know who you truly are, Dagon.
When it comes to shitty fast food, I much prefer McDonald's to Burger King. I have nostalgia for McDonald's because I ate it a lot as a kid. I never ate Burger King as a kid.
At least you never had to see him fall to the dark side. Not a bad view, huh, buddy? Wonder if Grease and Boat fixed the Mantis by now. I need to clear my mind.
At BK, have it your way. You rule.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not familiar with an NSFW Whopper song. If somebody made an NSFW variant, I haven't heard it yet. Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Oh, this broke my heart, but yesterday I tried to go to the Martian magazine website. It's gone. So I don't know if it was just temporary or permanent, but for the moment, I wasn't able to access Martian magazine.
Oh, fuck. Hold up a second. Shit. I will check. Also.
Hopefully you can, and it's either just me or it's temporary. JS, at first they hated it, but now they really like it. What are you talking about, JS? I see you online in the Discord constantly.
Not getting up this water. Not without some help.
Like, you're always online in the Discord.
You're new here, yeah?
That's right.
Got a place you should check out then.
I am not able to connect to it either. However, it's worth noting
At the base of the mountain.
that he's got a Twitter, so I'm going to check.
Okay.
And seeing if he's all right.
Oh, apparently Vice is preparing to file for bankruptcy. That's pretty based.
Yeah. They're all, Kotaku next, I guess.
I thought they already were. Here we go. Oh, the site's down because you moved. It's a different URL now.
Oh, that's a relief. Yeah, Gavin McInnes used to work for Vice. Remember? I think Vice is where Gavin McInnes got his start.
Here is the new URL. You can find it right there.
All right,
Mandalore
thank you.
is real. And it may be the last corner of this galaxy that's safe from the Empire. I wish you could have seen it too, BD.
No. Yes.
This one's actually much better, because you could just scroll down and see everything.
Okay.
Plus, it has all the links at the top to all of his different stuff. The archive to search for a specific thing, his NFTs, Gumroad, which I think has to do with his merchandise, and his About page. So, makes
Okay.
sense.
Well, that was low-hanging fruit, the Song of the South joke. I kind of knew they were going there before I even saw the punchline.
Well, you know what they say about low-hanging fruit? It's the sweetest.
I do like the idea of Idris Elba playing the Song of the South
Yeah.
guy.
Interesting.
That is
I
pretty
fucking
good.
loved. I loved Song of the South when I was a kid because Zippity Doo Dah, one of my favorite
Yeah.
songs.
I can't
Absolutely.
believe how long Space Mountain got away with being a Song of the South ride. Like, nobody really ever thought, like, hey, we should do something about this.
Oh shit. I forgot to enable push to talk, so I was going on about Zippity Doo Dah and Song of the South right there, so somebody was like, you fucking racist animal, and then they left the queue, so I got pumped back to search for match.
Wow. What an ass.
Oh man.
Are you serious?
That's pretty funny. I mean, that's the whole reason Disney hasn't redone Song of the South in the first place, is to people, oh, you racist, you know. I'm just like, whatever. I mean, remember the target demographic for horror film content.
Yeah. I only remember seeing Song of the South once. But I'm confident that I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good one.
I remember a scene with, like, a kid trying to go across a field that had a bull in it, and then, like, the bull attacked him. That's the main thing I remember.
I think you're thinking of Fern Gully.
No, definitely not.
Keck.
That was the
Yeah.
Tim Curry movie.
No, you're thinking of It.
You look like somebody crossbred Jay Leno and Tim Curry.
Wait, what was that last part you said?
You look like somebody crossbred Jay Leno and Tim Curry.
Okay.
That's
Oh man, that sucks. This guy insta-locked the character that I wanted to play as.
It won't hurt you.
Actually, this is already a horrible, horrible fucking team comp. I'm out of here. Lord. That's one of the advantages, though, to the update being as it is, that survivor queues are almost instantaneous. Is that if you see something that strikes you as being bad in the lobby, you just leave right away. That wasn't an option before the patch, because survivor queue times were like 3 to 8 minutes. Dude, fuck this guy, man.
I can't believe someone got so pussy hurt about you saying you liked the movie Song of the South they left the queue. Like, I can't even bear to be in this guy's presence for 20 minutes to play a game of Evil Dead. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, people are pansies. What are you gonna do?
Look at this photograph. Every
No.
time I do, it makes me laugh.
Yeah, I would just end up having to play a character that I haven't played before. I don't want to do that.
Ah. Okay, we found it. Alright. Alright, guys, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes. We will continue on with more Jedi Survivor. Okay, I am back. Alrighty then.
Well, never mind for that plan. It fucking sucks.
What happened?
Well, having even one single tab of Chrome open is way too much, and the game, I was getting 3 frames a second.
Huh.
So, out of respect to the people that I was playing with, I just left right away so that the game would end for them instead of wasting their time.
Well, this is going to be a problem when we play it together. Why is Chrome such a fucking resource hog? I don't think
I
it
have
used to be
no
like
earthly
that.
idea. I don't know. And we could always use the in-game voice to communicate. But, I'm gonna try and figure that out right now.
Someone needs to make a browser, I guess.
Come on, Echo. Now! Ready to ride. Here we go.
I wonder if there's another browser out there that isn't well known that performs better than this garbage.
I don't know. Checking the subreddit real quick. It seems like the game's just poorly optimized.
Let's go.
Been out a year. That shit should be fixed by now.
Okay, I'll watch that video you sent me. Good lord.
Shanti sent it to me. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks like it might be good for a laugh.
It was pretty amusing.
Good, Echo.
Yeah, even Kyle, who picked the Suns to actually beat the Nuggets, was saying outside of the Suns, Big Four, no one does anything. The bench is awful, and Aiden's getting destroyed by Jokic, which was also true this game.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton
And
sucks, low-key.
yes, and CP3 going down with a groin injury, that's probably it.
Yeah. Even if he comes back. Wait, is CP3 the one who was married to Lala, or was that Mello?
That was Carmelo Anthony.
Okay. I was about to say Lala's going to be disappointed if he hurt his groin, but no.
Well, that's not even the case either. They got divorced because she was cheating on him pretty big. Like, you remember the Honey Nut Cheerio story?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently she was cucking him with a lot of different guys throughout the league, so he just dropped her like a bad habit, just out of needing to regain his manhood.
Right. I mean, who can
Okay,
possibly blame him
ready.
for that? Why does it always end like that, man?
I don't know. They got divorced 2 years ago, it seems. Yeah, almost to the dot, June 2021.
Too bad.
Wow. So, Carmelo proposed to Lala on Christmas Day 2004. September 2006, they announced they were expecting a child, the son born March 7th, 2007.
These buildings
They
are
didn't get
ancient,
married
older
until
than anything else we've
July
seen in Robo.
2010.
Huh. Wonder why
A
that would be the
six-year-long
case.
engagement. A 6-year-long engagement, and their child was 3 years old before they got married. And I think the reason was just because she wanted to make a fucking reality documentary thing about it. Aired on VH1 called Lala's Full Court Wedding. Series debuted on September 19th of the year that they got married, which led to the spin-off Lala's Full Court Life.
Yeah, that's depressing.
Yeah, it is. Jesus. This is just sad. Considering she's 40 now and divorced, something tells me she probably watches Lala's Full Court Wedding a number of times while crying and drinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny though, when you scroll to the bottom of her Wikipedia article, it says, see also list of notable Puerto Ricans. That's just a hilarious name for an article. I don't care who you are.
Who are the most famous Puerto Ricans of all time?
Jennifer Lopez has got to be one of them.
It's not a thing I find myself thinking about that often. I never really thought about it. Maybe one day I'll be on the Wikipedia list for a list of famous Koreans.
Alright, here we go. This is the list of most famous Puerto Ricans when I just did a quick Google. Benicio del Toro, Ricky Martin, Luis Guzman, who, even though the name may not seem familiar to you when first hearing it, he's a guy who's been in practically everything in some bit role. Roberto Clemente, Joaquin Phoenix is Puerto Rican, that's surprising. I'm just looking down through the list now for where Jennifer Lopez is, because she's got to be on here somewhere, but... Okay, I'll just name other famous people then. Started here. There's got to be people I know that Joker knows too. Can't just name people. This is now just a list of Puerto Ricans. Jesus. Come here. Jennifer Lopez isn't even on that list?
I find that very hard to believe.
Oh, that's famous people from Puerto Rico. Not just Puerto Ricans, but actually from Puerto Rico. Joaquin Phoenix was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So, boy, he's on that. Michelle Rodriguez, Puerto Rican. Bruno Mars, Puerto Rican. Really? Well, how about that? Melo's Puerto Rican.
Really? Then how does he play on Team USA? I'm kidding.
No, I know. I just don't know if it's his mom or his dad. I'm gonna assume his mom. No, it was his dad. His father, Carmelo Iriarte, was born in Manhattan to Puerto Rican parents. Iriarte was of African, Spanish, and indigenous ancestry. Some of his roots also traced to Venezuela. His mother, Mary Anthony, is African American. Iriarte died of cancer when Anthony was 2 years old. When Anthony turned 8, his family moved to Baltimore. Why'd he take his mom's name, though? He should be Carmelo Iriarte Jr., shouldn't he? Because he's fucking named after his dad. That is really strange. Oh, that's what's crazy is they were basically fucking divorced since 2017, because at the end of the 2017 season, TMZ reported Lala had moved out of the couple's apartment and they were living separately. Finally, in June 2021, Lala filed for divorce.
You're all right.
Do you remember that one time Carmelo fucking he put his head down while driving in the basket and he ended up knocking himself out cold, but no one knew that that's what had happened? So they thought that he was just like, they thought he was just laying down on the fucking court being dramatic, and play continued for like 3 or 4 possessions before finally they whistled because he was just unconscious on the fucking ground.
I remember one time in a Celtics game, like somebody got hurt on the court, and like was holding onto their knee, and Tommy Heinsohn, the play-by-play or color announcer for the Celtics, was saying that it should have been a 3-second violation because he fell down in the lane.
Mm-hmm. That's hilarious. Yeah, I googled Carmelo Anthony on the floor, and the top result was that YouTube video. Carmelo Anthony collapses and play goes on. Denver versus OKC.
Beautiful bastard.
Yeah, well, that's what happened. He put his head down, he charged into Durant, and oh my god, that's even hilarious. Play went on because like when he got fucking when he went down, they called it travel.
So they play stopped and Melo fell over and they kept going?
He fell over, play stopped. He never got up. They inbounded the ball again and play continued.
It's like it's like basketball turned into rollerball or something.
Dude, what's this fucking shit? This is hilarious. And because it's in OKC, people are booing because they don't know that he's unconscious. Like, they're gonna play. He's just on the fucking ground.
Looking good as new.
Denver doesn't call a timeout.
Everyone's like, Anthony out on the floor. What is he doing? And the crowd's screaming, "Get up!" And it's like, why the fuck is anybody checking on him?
We'll find it.
Monk told me what transpired while I was asleep.
That is phenomenal.
The Jedi Order is no more. That must have been dreadful for you. We have both been through so much, but we must persevere, Cal. After all, what else is there to do?
That's right. We've got room for one more?
I shall remain here, but if you need my counsel, I will be at the saloon.
Wow. That is... Oh man, this.
It's like, imagine if when Austin Rivers did the "Here Comes Austin Rivers" thing, he just didn't get back
Found
up and
something out
everybody
there.
just kept playing.
Yeah, what do you got?
That would have been. That's
Jedi.
exactly what.
From the time of the High Republic, somehow preserved
Wow.
in Bacta.
Personally, I believe Mello had a glimpse of the future and saw his next career.
He attacked me. Escaped with the Bedlam Raiders. He's who they've been looking for. Says the Jedi betrayed him. Turned to the dark side.
J.R. Smith tried to force a layup while Mello's on the ground looking dead, and he almost fucking stepped on him too.
That's impossible. The Abyss eats any ship that gets too close.
The Republic found a way through hundreds of
Yeah,
years
this
ago.
was like, it's like total disrespect for Mello. Can you imagine how fast they would have called the timeout if Curry went down like that?
If you figured out how to cross the abyss, you could
What the fuck?
Disappear completely. No Bedlam Raiders. No bounty hunters.
No galactic empire. I'm just spitballing here, but that does sound like a place.
That was just a
someone-
different time, man.
Yeah.
Remember when Mello punched somebody and then like backpedaled all the way across the court?
Yeah, because it was KG.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't think it was KG. I think it was somebody else.
Is it Nate Robinson?
Hold on. I'll just search for Mello punches. Yeah, Mello punch and run. There you go.
We don't know the Mantis like you do.
Next Nuggets Brawl 2006.
Cal, I'm sorry.
I don't think it was Nate Robinson, because I don't know if Nate Robinson was in the league in 2006.
I think he was,
Maybe it
because
wasn't.
I had a friend in college who had an older sister who asked Nate Robinson out on a date once because she was a student at UW and Nate Robinson played college
It is.
basketball at
As a
UW.
matter of fact, it was Nate Robinson.
Have Monk keep his eye on
No, I'm sorry. Nate Robinson asked my friend's sister on a date.
You in?
I got that wrong.
Not gonna be much in the way of credit.
And let me guess, she turned him down because he was too short.
Yes. She turned him down. She said no.
Even though he's a millionaire and an incredibly famous
This was when he was in
athlete.
college. This was when he was in college.
Okay, that makes sense, because when Julio Jones was in college, some broad fucking shot him down when he slipped in her Twitter DMs, and she was posting that shit because she's like, oh my god, what the hell was I thinking? And it's all like, you weren't, you dumb bitch. Like, everyone in the world knew that even when he was in college, he was destined for the pros, unless he, like, his leg disintegrated or some shit. Even then, he was a good guy back then. Why the hell would you fucking think you... Whatever. It's all crock of shit. But yeah, he fucking... It's not bad enough that it was the sucker punch. He fucking went after Nate Robinson, dog.
Rescued me from the Empire.
He's like a foot taller than Nate Robinson, isn't he?
Sounds like
Yeah.
through a lot together.
We did. Been a long time since I've seen him.
Okay, Nate Robinson's not who he sucker punched, though.
Okay.
I can't tell who he did sucker punch.
How's it feel to be back on the Mantis?
Good. Thinking about whipping up some curried burrafish. Get your looks in better shape.
I
than the
think
rest
it's
of
Channing Fry
Definitely saw
that he
less
sucker
action
punched.
since
I'm
you
not
left.
sure.
I love Channing
the
Frye. That guy was
spice
cool.
levels haven't moved.
The resolution's
Even one
way
decent
too
meal for
low.
yourself these last years.
I'm not half the cook you are, Grease. And maybe only 3/4 the pilot.
Very kind, but the first chance we get, I'm making you a plate of great Granny Pyloon's.
I like this comment.
Okay,
Mello
you
made
fu-
history. That was the only punch that landed.
Marty Collins,
Okay.
who I've never heard of before. Nate
Channing
Robinson
Frye.
and J.R. Smith both got suspended
Yeah.
as well.
Channing Frye was involved in that. That's why I thought, because like, I saw Frye on the jersey, but I just got mixed up with who was where. But that's hilarious. I like that comment. Mello made history. That was the only punch that landed. But man, Mello's had an interesting career.
He's got to be a Hall of Famer, right? Like, there's no way he doesn't get in.
Oh yeah, there's no question. First ballot.
Do you think he had a better career than McGrady?
Jason McGrady?
Yeah.
I think.
Good time to
I
review our gear.
think.
Easier than building the first one.
Career-wise, yes.
I think so, too.
I think absolute peak, like just in the moment of one game, rather have T-Mac, but
Yeah, T-Mac had that one incredible season where he was like better than Kobe.
career-wise, totally different story.
Every day I wonder if I made the right call.
Yeah, Melo's probably retired also because he didn't play this season, and he's 40. No, he's 38. But I mean, no one's gonna bring him. No one's gonna
I
bring him
think
back.
he really wants to keep playing so he can keep chasing the scoring record, or go up the list as high as possible. But nobody indulged him this year.
Pretty much. Well, let's see here. 10-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA second team, 4-time All-NBA third team. So that's pretty good. Plus, he was incredible in college. He had his number retired at Syracuse. He won USA Men's Basketball Athlete of the Year in 2006 and 2016. He has 3 Olympic gold medals, plus he was part of the bronze team, which is hilarious. But the 3 gold medals, plus his college career, plus what he did in his actual career, 10-time All-Star, is a slam dunk. A combined 6 All-NBA team selections. He had 1 season as a scoring champion. When he was in college, he also won the NCAA championship.
Oh yeah, he had the 1 year in college and won the national championship. When you're thinking about it, it's really surprising that Melo didn't go straight to the pros. Like the previous year, he definitely would have been the number 2 pick after Yao Ming.
Considering what his career total is at, if he got to play this season, he might have crossed 30,000 points. Because he's at 28,289 career points right now. If he got to play this year too, he might have hit it.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have had to play for some shit team that just lets him shoot 25 times a game, but yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is that last season he played for the Lakers, which completely fit the bill, yes. But he's 900 points on the season. The year before that, he was on the Trailblazers, 900 points on the season.
To center myself.
The year before that, also on the Trailblazers, 900 points. Yeah, the only thing that really stopping him was that year he was on the Rockets, 2019. He only played 10 games. He might have done it. But yeah, that's fucking extremely good. Let's see, where's his rebounds? There. Those are good career numbers in all those categories. Yeah, that's first ballot. There's no question. Which is hilarious to me because Hall of Fame probability just has it at 98.4 on Basketball Reference.
Which basically means he's gonna get in. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he's first ballot. He's got to be. The international career: 3 gold medals and a bronze. So that's 4 Olympic medals.
Mm-hmm. And he also gave George Karl cancer.
Yes.
Via osmosis.
Right. The great college career, even though he's only there for 1 season. More college than LeBron. Hey. And he had a fucking stellar career. I mean, plenty of accolades. Definitely one of the best scorers ever.
I get it. They're weird things. I'd like to know.
And, you know, let's keep in mind here that it's very easy to make the NBA Hall of Fame, so
So no.
they're not looking for
Basketball.
reasons to keep people out. Yeah, a basketball Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
That's a good
and
point.
that's why it's easy to make it. That's why it's easy to make, is because all that stuff that I mentioned outside of the NBA, his international career and his college career, already puts him up there. It's not a question of him making a Hall of Fame. It's a question of if he's first ballot, and I think yes. Why won't Basketball Reference let me look at the records for a career? Why are they only making me look at a fucking
I've always
season?
been able to,
It's
I'm not
so,
sure.
So stupid. Alright, there we go. Fucking retarded. Anyway, we should let Kareem play a few more seasons and just see how long it takes him to score 400 more points. Just like, get the fuck out of here, LeBron.
I mean, wouldn't most players like refuse to play defense
Yeah,
on him?
Melo only needs 300 more points to pass Shaq and then be in the top 10 all time, which is actually hilarious because Carmelo Anthony would be the one who knocked Shaq out of the top 10 all time in scoring. That would be so perfect. So here's the top 10 right now. The sack of shit, Kareem, Karl Malone, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, Wilt Chamberlain, Julius Erving, Moses Malone, and Shaq. Number 11 was like right behind Shaq, just 300 points less, is Melo. Then Dan Issel, Elvin Hayes, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant has enough of his career left, plus scores enough, that I think it's a lot more likely Melo stays where he's at. I don't think anyone's going to pick him up, and even if they do, they're not going to let him chuck. It's probably going to end up being KD that knocks Shaq out of the top 10.
Could be a thing like the Bernie Mac movie Mr. 3000, where somebody picks Melo up just to get him to 30K.
Yeah, because if they let him straight up chuck, because like Melo in his diminished role, where he only played 69 games last season, started 3, and again a diminished role, he still had almost 1,000 points.
Yeah.
He only needs, let's see here, to hit 30,000, he only needs 1,800 more. So if he just had 2 more seasons like that, and I mean he's not really doing much other than just like spot up shooting, but he's great at it. Vince Carter played until he was like 43 spot up shooting, so he could do it. So yeah, KD's probably going to be the one to knock him out, because after KD, the only other active player is James Harden, who's way down there right now. So, and Westbrook's damn sure not going to do it.
I wonder if Westbrook's going to be out of the league at any point, at any time soon. It feels like it should be happening.
Fucking hopefully.
BD1, over here.
A deep drive to left as Castellanos makes it 4-0. I was watching that clip again today. I mean, the thing is, it's a spring training game. Nobody cares if somebody hits a home run. He didn't, like, there was no need. It's not like he had some super strong obligation to give play-by-play at that point. Hey, Rockman Drums, how you doing tonight? Well, I hope. Right.
Oh, jeez.
Rockman, we're kind of winding down for the night, so everything's going pretty good. Oh, what you got, BD?
Good job.
This is really, really funny to me.
Okay.
James Harden, according to Basketball Reference, has a higher Hall of Fame probability than Jason Kidd.
Because Harden won an MVP, and I'm sure they weighed that very heavily.
Probably. Because Russell Westbrook has a higher probability than Patrick Ewing. Which doesn't make any sense to me, because Patrick Ewing is in the Hall of Fame. Patrick Ewing is in the fucking Hall of Fame, and Basketball Reference has his Hall of Fame probability at 99.9%.
Well, I mean, he was never the best center in the league.
Oh, sorry, Jason Kidd's also in the Hall of Fame. I forgot.
Yeah.
What class was he in? That had to be recent. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in October 2021. So that was actually still pretty recent. It was also during a very long period of time where I wasn't paying a lick of attention to basketball, so that makes a lot of sense.
I wonder who the worst player in the Hall of Fame is.
Probably Ralph Sampson.
Maybe Yao
Ming. Know, any number of guys. I mean, if you want to talk about, like, if they play the game now. Yao is not worse than Ralph Sampson. I would never think that.
Yao only played like 6 or 7 seasons, though.
Ralph Sampson only played 8 seasons.
How did he get in?
It
seems so wrong.
Because he was probably the best college player of all time back in the day when people played the full term of college. He only played 456 games in his career, Ralph Sampson. Yao had an 8-year career and he played 486 games, so 30 more than Ralph Sampson.
Scarecrow, I gave it like a B+. I think it's good, but
Yeah, sadly, Yao's last season was basically 2009 because he missed the whole 2010 injury, or the whole 2010 season with a foot injury, and in 2011 he only played 5 games before getting hurt again, the same foot injury, and that foot injury caused him to retire.
Yeah, I mean, he made a couple of All-Star games without playing because of the China thing. So
Yes, he was an 8-time All-Star, and he played 8 seasons.
yeah,
3,
a
4,
couple
5, 6,
couple of
7,
those
8.
seasons he literally did not play.
Yes, he was in fact an All-Star in the season where he played 5 games.
And I don't know. I mean, obviously he was a good player, but he was so bad on defense, the Rockets literally had to pull him out of the game on big defensive possessions. He never became the big... He was supposed to be a passer like a Bill Walton, and that never really happened. Because he would just spend the whole game watching T-Mac dribble into 3 defenders. Like, it felt like there was a lot of potential left on the table with Yao.
He had a tremendous basketball body. And because of that, he was forced to play basketball, but that was not his passion. So he didn't work on it the same way. If you took Kobe Bryant's drive and put that in a Yao's body, we're talking GOAT.
So he was like Greg Oden, wanted to be a dentist.
And Pau Gasol wanted to be a heart surgeon, I think.
And, I mean, Pau, it seems like, put good work into it, though.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Yao was an all-star the season he played 5 games.
Right.
That is hilarious.
I was always annoyed the NBA didn't do something about that. Like, at a certain point, you can step in and be like, we're not going to allow this nonsense. But I guess they gotta bend the knee to China.
The closest that they did was have Charles Barkley say, when someone criticized an all-star pick, it was being really bad, and they're like, well, you know, that's what you get with fan voting. And Charles Barkley's like, yeah, people really they really fuck up voting too. I mean, look what happened last time we let them vote for president. I think he said that this season too, and he got in a bit of trouble for that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that is. Oof.
Like, I think Allen Iverson made an All-Star game one year where he was like coming off the bench and shooting like 33% or some garbage. So obviously, then it's a reputation pick. Like when Kobe kept making defensive All-NBA teams when he didn't even play defense anymore. He was so happy getting to play against the Celtics in those finals because Rondo didn't threaten him on defense at all.
Pretty much.
What kind of creature lives down here?
You fucking stuttered.
There is only the Force. Ready to go?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Oh, here we go. We're fighting a Rancor, boys. Oh, shit. I got greedy. Yeah, Scarecrow Bar, I am.
Look at this rib cage. Think the Bedlam Raiders would pay for fossils?
It would pay for my wang.
Gotta be one of the missing hostages, buddy. Little help?
What?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, shit. Well, that'd definitely be why they killed him.
Are you talking about something based again?
Yes.
No. Fuck. God damn it. Okay, I think we need to play a little more defensively, maybe.
Hit me. Stim. Help me here.
Yeah, I like this guy's tweet right here. He's talking about the game Redfall, which came out from Arcane.
I heard about that, but I heard it sucks.
Austin developer, Bethesda publisher.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The reviews are mostly negative on Steam right now. They're at 27%.
Oh boy.
So this guy, he says, it feels like nowadays it's not worth it to buy games when they launch. They're expensive, filled with performance issues and bugs, and just a complete lack of content. I'd rather wait a few months and buy the game for half the price with more content and the bugs fixed. Or, you know, it's been long enough that everyone realizes that the game sucks and it wasn't worth to play it in the first place. Do you really want to spend $70 to have a miserable experience and to not even be entertained? Is, you know, the whole question when it comes down to it. And, man, like, good example. I was really wanting to play God of War Ragnarok, you know, following it for, you know, all the years of development, all that kind of shit. And when it came out, you know, I watched you playing it, I watched other people playing it and everything, so I absorbed, like, all the story. Like, I know everything, right down to all the different unique dialogue and all that kind of shit. The only thing I haven't done is play it. But I don't really feel like I need to play it. Because the actual gameplay itself, I'm all like, it's not too overly different from the first God of War, and
right,
I don't need to play it. The point is the story, and I got that just by fucking watching the shit. So I'm sitting here now like, well, I just saved myself $70, didn't I?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, it is a very good game, though. I think you would probably like it a lot if you did play it.
And that's my point. That's a game that's good, that I would actually want to play. So if I feel like, oh man, I guess I saved myself $70, like having positive feelings about a game that's good, how would I feel about all these games that suck?
Well, you bought full-price games that you hated before.
Yes, and they caused me to not buy games at all anymore.
Yeah. So you know what the feeling feels like.
Exactly. And just the games have got more expensive now with even less content available, you know? Ugh.
Like, think about back in the old days when a game actually had to make sure it was good, or else it wasn't going to do well. Like, you made a game, and if people liked it, you might get a sequel, and that's all there was to it. Like, if you get your if you're a little kid, you get your PlayStation 1 and you pick up, I don't know, Spyro the Dragon, and you as a little kid think the game sucks, then you're not going to get the next Spyro game. That's all there is to it. Why did that dodge not work? The crazy thing about the Celtics is Jason Tatum went off and they still lost. It's not like they played bad or anything offensively.
Again, right. Again, it was a close game. They just needed a couple more shots to go their way, and they didn't.
It is a make or miss league.
And it's not even a case of that either. It was the threes. The Sixers just had more of them, and threes are worth more than twos. Let me look at this shit again in a sec. Yeah, so again, Sixers only won by 4. And yeah. So the Sixers had the Celtics had more free throws. You know, again, which
neither team shot that many.
Yes, the Sixers had 12. They made all 12. The Celtics had 18. They made 17. Only missed one. But the story of why the Sixers won is that they made 17 threes and the Celtics made 10 threes. And in terms of total field goals made, the Sixers only had one more make than the Celtics had.
Also, I think they turned the ball over almost 3 times as much as the Sixers did, if I recall.
Let's see. The Celtics, yes. Celtics had 16 turnovers. Sixers had 6. However, the Sixers had 20 fouls to the Celtics' 10. So yeah, that's just, you know, wristwatch calculator basketball shit. But that basically is why. It's just the threes, you know. The threes, the turnovers, that'll do it, you know. So if the Celtics just had less turnovers and they more of the shots that they took were threes, they'd have won. Because they only lost by 4 points. and had 10 more turnovers than the Sixers. Barely caused the Sixers to turn it over at all, which is just not good defense. And 7 less of their makes were threes compared to the Sixers. That's just not how you win, especially in the current league. The Celtics played a good game, and they barely lost. But they really should have just taken more threes. Either that or played better defense. Also, I don't think any award in the last 5 seasons has been more fraudulent than Marcus Smart winning Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that does seem like a little bit of a, you know, don't let your memes be dreams thing.
That was the biggest load of horseshit. Like, I don't think any award that's been handed out in the last 5 seasons has been more horseshit than that one. It's not like he's bad at defense, but seriously, like...
Probably half the big men in the league are more impactful on defense than he is.
Number one, that. Number two, I wouldn't even call him All-NBA defensive first team. You know. But that's just me. I'll be back in a second.
There we go. Got him. Night-night to the Rancor.
Now I know what killed those prospectors.
Oh, they're dead?
Wait till Greaves hears about this. Right on his doorstep.
Alright, I just killed a Rancor, so that'll probably be where I stop for the night in a few minutes here.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Let's stop here.
Oh, that'll be a cool move. Alright guys, so that was a pretty good way to end the stream. I think we beat the Rancor. Pretty happy about that. So I'm going to see if I need to turn in this side quest or not, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Looks like I don't have to. Looks like it's just done. Alright, cool. So thanks everyone for hanging out with me tonight. I will see you guys in the morning.